WB2JPQ. And it's Thursday, April 23rd, in this world that we live in. Along with Vicky, K8VKY, and Billy, KF0MHN, will be back with us this morning. He's back from Arizona, back in Minnesota, so it's only got an hour, I guess, of time change difference, where he had 3 when he was out west, and that was just a bit much to get up before he went to bed. It was not the best, so he took a little sabbatical, and he'll be back with us, which we're glad to see. Our question this morning, we'll let everybody think about it. We've been thinking about it in the Zoom room here for the past 10 minutes. What was something you used to be good at? What was something you used to be good at? You're going to need to think about that one a little bit. Maybe you still are good at it, but what was something you used to be good at? Kind of a pool it this morning between Stephen and Vicky and myself in the Zoom room. We got a whole bunch of text check-ins. We're thinking about not reading off all of these text check-ins every day. It takes a lot of time, but I guess I'll do it today. The top of the list is Roy with 1,057 check-ins, K8BYU, K8UFM, W4AEB, KI6KQO, W9QJQ, K1MCO, K4HBT. And I think we start the list here with the South Florida Pirates. Everybody saw our Facebook page, K4EPS, K4POI, N3SQR, N2JZJ, GM5CAR, G4GOQ, KC2NJV, N3DQD, KB, scroll up, or KB8ODF, oh brother Dave's up already, WB8ODF, KD2YUY, KK4DUK, K4MMX, heard Mr. Craig on before. Our friend Mark from Plymouth is in here with us this morning. And Mike from Sebring, KB2UDV as I scroll up, KB9MGW, and Jose, KJ5MEL. Those are our text check-ins, 29 of them so far. They're telling me we had almost 70 text check-ins yesterday. How about mobiles? Who do we have on the road this morning going to work, play, or school? Mobile stations only. Call signs twice. Once again, this is Dick, WB2JPQ.
Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November. Kilo Zulu 4 Juliet November mobile.
KJ5 MLZ Kilo Juliet 5 Mike Lima Zulu mobile.
K5 Mike Whiskey Hotel Kilo Julia 5 Mike Whiskey Hotel mobile.
K4 GDF
November 5
K4
Charlie
GDF.
Hotel Bravo, N5 CHB.
KJ5 NHH Kilo Juliet 5 November Hotel Jeremy mobile.
Repeater, timeout, cancel. I think I heard Roy Mobile, K8BYU, your mobile this morning. Go from the top to the bottom of the list. Got Jeremy, KJ5NHH. Good morning. Got Chuck, N5CHB. Nice having Chuck with us last night on Open Mic. Johnny, N1YKT. KJ5MWH. KJ5MLZ. KZ4JN. And Gil, right up at the top here. K4GDS. Well, good morning, Gil. You're going to start us out here this morning, Mobile and downtown Orlando, I have to assume. And our question one more time for everybody. What was something you used to be good at? What was something you used to be good at? Not saying you're still not good at it, but what was something you used to be good at?
Good morning, Dick, and I'm heading to downtown Orlando, coming in from the Disney area this morning. And I have to say, something I used to be good at was probably long-distance swimming. I swam competitively in high school. And just to remind everyone, tonight, 8 p.m., room is the M1KE peer discussion. Come out and join us. K4GDS, back to net.
On my lips, glad you did that. Peer discussion at 8 o'clock in the East Coast Reflector Zoom room for the M1KE. Come one, come all. Great hour or so discussion. We have a good time. KZ4JN, good morning.
Good morning, Dick and Vic and everyone else here on the crew. I would say that for me it would be ping pong or table tennis. I'll send it back to you. This is Kilo Zulu 4, Julia, November.
Ping pong it is. How about Ezra? KJ5MLZ, good morning.
KJ5MLZ, good morning, Dick, Vicky. 64 degrees in Southeast Louisiana this morning, Dick. It would be basketball. I used to be pretty good at basketball. Right back to you, net control. KJ5MLZ.
First basketball in there. How about Dusty? KJ5MWH.
Good morning. Was playing pool or billiards. Man, in my early 20s, if you played against me, you were lucky to get a shot in. I could on the table, and that is not the case anymore. Anyway, back to net. KJ5, Mike Whiskey Hotel. Thank you.
A pool it is. Good morning to Johnny and 1YKT. What's it going to be, Johnny?
Climbing towers, man. Climbing towers. N1YKT, good morning, one. Good morning, all. N1YKT.
We're climbing. There you go. Morning to Chuck and 5CHB. Did a great job last night. Chuck, love to hear you on our nets. Thank you for the compliment, and I invite anyone listening to go down that path. It's a lot of fun. Put me down for weightlifting. I used to lift competitively, but destroyed my shoulders doing it. So, anyway, have a great day, everybody. N5 CHB. Weightlifting, interesting. Jeremy in Conroe, Texas, KJ5NHH. Morning, everybody in Berkshire. Well, in my previous life, meaning my youth, I was actually a professional bull rider, and I was pretty darn good at it. But it took a toll on my body. It beat myself up quite a bit doing it, so I had to retire from it at a very early age and move on to other stuff. But good morning. I'll turn it back to the net. KJ5NHH Mobile. Well, I think so far that's going to be the answer to beat. Can anybody bull riding? Good morning, Roy, KA BYU. Good morning, Dick, and everybody on the Morning Brew. I'm coming in on Echolink because 444-100, the repeater's up, but there is no connectivity. Hey, Dick, if you're aware or not, I don't know, but I had to switch over to here.
and I missed the question, so can you go ahead?
The question this morning, what is something you used to be good at? What was something you used to be good at?
Oh, that would be bowling. My arthritis and all that in my hands and my torn rotator cuffs won't let me do that anymore, but I was one of the top bowlers on the team of mine. We had a league that played all winter long, and then during the summer we'd go golfing, which I also can't do anymore. Back to you.
Everybody looks like it came unglued overnight or something. Thanks for telling me. If it's not up, break in here. Let me know. Or do you know now? Is it back up?
Yeah, it's up now. I can hear myself coming through it. Thanks, Dick. I just figured if you knew or not, I'd mention it. Catch you later.
No, I didn't know. It did not go into alarm. It must just, who knows, maybe a glitch. Good morning to Randall, K8 UFM.
Good morning, Dick. Good morning, Vicki, and good morning to the rest of the Brew crew. That was an interesting question. I'm still thinking about it, but the first thing I think that really pops into my head was chess. I used to play a lot of chess when I was in high school, and I know that I am probably very rusty at it now. So with that said, this is K8 UFM, back to net control. Everyone have an outstanding Thursday.
Same to you, and chess it is. Armand in Miami, Florida. What was something that you used to be good at, Armand?
Alfa 4, Bravo, Alfa, November. Peru, Lima, Peru.
Morning. I had a little interference there. This is Armand in Miami, W4EEB. Good morning to everyone. By the way, Dick, just to let you know, W4MOT, repeater in Fort Lauderdale's offline again. Anyway, what I used to be good at was horseback riding. I was very competitive in the Northeast back in the 60s and 70s. Did very well at it, but I don't think I have the legs for it anymore. So anyway, horseback riding is my answer, and everyone have a good day. 7-3 W4AEB, back to net control.
Right, quite a variety here this morning. And yeah, I know I had to take it off yesterday afternoon for noise. It was keying up on and off for hours, and we have no way to get it back. They have to realize that it's down, and they have to connect it from their end. Zachary in St. Cloud, KI6KQO. Good morning.
Good morning, Dick, Vicki, and the Brew crew. I would have to say, for sure, baseball. I definitely miss those days. So everyone have a blessed day. Back to you, Dick, KI6KQO.
9QJQ. Good morning.
Good morning, Dick, and everybody else on the crew. Well, Zachary took my answer away. Yep. Baseball, I was very good at it in high school baseball, but then the U.S. Army had different plans for me. So I didn't end up going any further than high school. But yeah, baseball, I miss it.
Baseball it is. Good morning to Jay, K1MCO. Maybe Jay's working. K1MCO, Jay, you with me? Topic to put Jay in for, maybe he'll be back. Gary, K4HBT, good morning.
I'd have to say racing mountain bikes. I used to be on a mountain bike racing team, and we were sponsored by a local grocery store chain. Did that for a lot of years, but that's a distant memory now. K4HBT, back to net control.
Thanks, bike racing. Thanks, Gary. He's got it in. Our Pirates from South Florida, K4EPS. Good morning, Lou.
Hey, good morning, Dick. 70 degrees here in Lake Worth Beach. Yeah, my first answer was tower climbing. Used to climb 600 footers and all that. But then I thought, what I really used to do a lot more was snowboarding. So I'm going to make my answer snowboarding. It's not as easy as it used to be anymore. So that's it, Dick. Have a good day. Thanks for doing it this morning. KA4EPS.
Sending in the pirate ship with all your names on. I got a kick out of that yesterday, and we posted it on Facebook. Good morning, Ed. K4POI.
Good morning, Dick. Crew. Well, I wasn't very good at sports, but there weren't many people. I don't think there was anybody who could beat me in the game of chess except my father. And that'd be it for me, K4POI.
Expect chess to be a popular one here this morning. Deerfield Beach, Joe, N3SQI.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky and the rest of the Brew crew. I just want to include a public safety announcement that just because Dick is doing the Brew Crew Net on Thursday, that does not mean that you're off on Friday. You have to go to work tomorrow, Lou. So just make sure you know that. But when I was a kid, I was really good at making rockets, and I lit the woods on fire several times. And when I went into the fire academy, the fire marshal stood up and said, "This is the greatest day of his life." When I graduated from the fire academy, he knew that he doesn't have to worry about me blowing up and making craters and burning down the village and stuff. So that's it, Dick. N3SQR, back to net control. Have a great day.
Rockets. We got you down for rockets, Joe. N2, J. Good morning, Bob. JZJ. Bob from Jupiter, Florida. Heard? Let's move on to Kerry in Scotland, GM5CAR.
GM5CAR returning. Good morning, Dick, Vicky and everybody on the Brew crew. And yeah, it's a lovely day here, 52 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's going to be bright and sunny. And in answer to today's question, netball. Probably netball, yeah. I'd struggle, I think, to play a complete game and run up and down. Have a great day, everyone. 70, and thanks for letting me check in.
Thank you for being there. Netball it is. Paul in Lakeworth, KG4GOQ.
Morning, Dick, and good morning to the Brew crew. I would have to say back in the day in my locksmith years was lock and safe cracking. I was good at that, so that was
kind of a unique one out there. But back to the net. KG4GOQ in Palm Springs, Florida.
N2JZJ, I think you called me. I'm sorry.
Go back to you. You've been removed from the list. N2JZJ, was it? Good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning. I'm sorry. I was on the phone. My friend Lou told me that you called me, so I just wanted to break in because I got to go back on my phone call. What's the question of the day?
Question of the day. What was something you used to be good at? What was something you used to be good at?
Playing tennis, snow skiing, and golf.
We're only looking for one this morning. Good morning, Dwayne, KC2NJV.
Good morning, Dick, KC2NJV, and the rest of the crew. Dick, thanks again for the other night and the rest of the guys on the Zoom. It was helpful. And the answer to the question is locomotion. I think all of us are affected by that. Have a great day.
It was great seeing you in there. We don't, we do these nets. We never get a chance to talk to anybody and find out what they, what they have going in real life. Very interesting. Beaver, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Ray. N3DQD.
Vicky and the rest of the crew in there this morning. Well, I was never really real good at any one thing except maybe checkers. Taught me how to play checkers at about 6, and he insisted on beating me every single time until the day when I was about 10 that I beat him. Back to it. This is N3DQD.
Checkers it is. How about Eric in Sylvania, Ohio? KB8 IXB. IXB. Eric, are you still with me? I guess Eric's gone as well. How about Joe, Claremont? Good morning, Joe.
Hey, good morning, Dick. Sorry for the delay there. Good morning to the crew. Put me down for ping pong. That was something I really enjoyed back in the day, but not something I'm any good at anymore. Everybody take care. 7-3 KM4WZD. Back to net.
Pointed ping pong it is. Let's go up to Phoenix, Arizona. Good morning, Clark, KK7DY.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and the rest of the Brew crew. Playing my harmonica. Back to net control, KK7DY.
This up, we might start an ECR band. We don't have a harmonica player yet, so you might be right in line, Clark. Charles in Syracuse, KD2YUY. Charles.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, everybody else on the Brew. Don't put me in your band because I used to be good at guitar, but I haven't played that in so long. I probably make more noise than music. 73, all back to net control, KD2YUI.
And something we've been thinking about. 3:30 rehearsal in this could do. We might be doing a lot of good things. Thanks, Charles. Good morning to David, Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky doing the logs, and Bill coming up at the top of the hour, and everybody else on the Brew crew. put me down for CW, Morse code. I used to be good at it. I doubt I could do a solid 5 words per minute right this very moment, but put me down for CW, WB8ODF.
Well, Dave, bringing ham radio in. Now, that was one I never thought of. I keep thinking games and sports and CW. Excellent choice. Fred, Lake City, Florida, KK4DUK.
This is KK4DUK. I'm glad to be here. I was a Rubik's Cube champion in the state of North Carolina around 1982. Rubik's Cube champion. Also, if I could, I would like to have my name changed or at least a nickname. My last name is Ducksworth, and a lot of people call me Duck, as in quack quack, D-U-C-K. Can I get my name updated or at least add the nickname?
Remember getting the email from you, and I said next time you're in, we can change it. So you will be known as Duck from now on. Glad that worked out for you. And Rubik's Cube, we'll maybe have competition with you and Vicky. She's plays with the Rubik's Cube quite a bit in the Zoom room sometimes. So maybe we'll have a little competition there. K4MMX, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Nothing surprising here. I used to be really good at chess. K4MMX, back to net.
It is. Good morning to Mark and 0CKV.
Morning, Dick, Vicky, Bill, Chris. Else on the net. Put me down for guitar. Add me to the band. Looking forward to the M1K peer discussion group tonight. Everybody have a great Thursday, and 0CKV back to net.
Well, we got a guitar player. We get BLT in here with his drums. We're going to have something going here. Good morning to Stephen, Easton, Pennsylvania, WB3ILA.
Good morning, Dick. Also to Vicky and Bill and everyone on the air. I also was good at CW. I think we talked about that, how I've been off the air for so many years, and I think I went up to 35 words a minute, and now I can't do 1 word a minute almost. It might be too late to teach an old dog new tricks, but we'll see. Anyway, back to you, Dick.
W it is. Morning, Dan from Sterling Heights, Michigan, WA8PGV.
Morning, Dick and Vicky. This is Dan in Sterling Heights. I used to be good at climbing roofs. Almost fearless, but I don't do that anymore. WA8PGV.
You should say that. I saw a thing, I guess it was on Facebook. Remember back in where all the gyms in high school had those big ropes, and we'd climb all the way up to the ceiling. I don't imagine they do that anymore. Imagine safety reasons, but I can remember doing that. So we got you climbing ropes. Good one. How about WB3EYR? What's going to be for you?
Good morning, Dick. Good morning, Vicky. Everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. This is KB3EYR, and I'm going to say electronics. I was really a whiz at repairing electronics when I first got out of college, but not so much anymore. Have a great day. Back to net control.
First Electronics. Mike in Sebring, Florida, who's up in New York. KB2UDB sitting in the Zoom room. Good morning, Mike. What's it going to be?
morning, Dick, Vicky, the Brew Crew, and everybody else in the Zoom room. It is going to be riding a bicycle at a long distance. The only distance I can do these days is 6 miles one way, and then I have to sit and relax and then head back. So it's riding a bicycle long distance. Thank you for doing that. KBTV back to that.
Waiting. Mike's in our Zoom room with a beautiful count. Brings me back to the days I had mine. That would be a question. You ever have ham equipment that you wish you never got rid of? Well, that's one of them, my S-line. Let's go to KD9MGW. Eugene, Oregon, no. Eugene, Oregon. Jason, good morning.
This is KD9MGW. I'm going to have to say playing darts, back to net.
Darts, that's a new one. Jose, KJ5MEL.
Everybody, good morning, Dick. I'm going to have to say chess. I was also good at hard work at delivering in my father's wholesale grocery business, driving bobtails.
Thank you, Jose. We got a bunch of text check-ins. I'm going to ignore them for a minute. We're going to go down the line number 58 here, Vicky, and let's take some radio check-ins. Anybody anywhere like to get in here this morning? Call signs twice. This is Dick, WB2JPQ. Call signs twice.
Alpha 5 Delta Bravo Sierra. Whiskey Mobile. 5 Delta Bravo Sierra. Alpha 5 Whiskey Mobile. Kilo VK5 Alpha Mike Hotel. VK5 I am H down under Hotel Mike. November Bravo 9 Delta, NB9D.
Whiskey 8 Sierra Tango Juliet. Whiskey 8 Sierra Tango Juliet. Mobile in and out. Good morning.
Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Tango Juliet. VA3 KTJ.
Yankee Bravo Sierra. Victor Alpha 3, Yankee Bravo Sierra. Whiskey Bravo 4, Romeo Oscar November. Whiskey Bravo 4, Romeo Oscar November, portable. Kilo Charles 7, Foxtrot Bravo November. Kilo Charles 7, Foxtrot Bravo November. On the way home from work. W8WHK. W8WHK. 0. Romeo Foxtrot XA3. Sierra Pedestrian Mobile. Juliet 5, Golf Uniform Yankee. Guy Harvey. KQ4 YYN. KQ4 YYN. Kilo in and out. W5 TDO. Whiskey 5. Turbo Diesel Operator. In and out. Kilo Romeo 4, India X-ray Oscar. Kilo Romeo 4, India X-ray Oscar, mobile and in and out. Foxtrot 0, Victor Romeo Oscar November. Kilo Whiskey 2, Romeo Foxtrot 0, Victor Mike Charlie. Whiskey
Romeo Oscar November, Whiskey Bravo 4, Romeo November, portable.
Kilo Echo 2 Golf Whiskey Kilo. Kilo Echo 2 Golf Whiskey Kilo portable.
Alright, well, but there we had KE2 GWK, W0 MGA in and out, KI5 PMIW, RON, KF0 VMC, KR4 IXO in and out, W5 TDO in and out. We had KQ4 YYN, KJ5 GUI, VA3, I think ERS or EARA, we'll get back to you in a few minutes. W8 WHK, KC7 FBN, WB4 RON, VA3 YBS, VA3 KTJ, W8 STJ, NB90, KO4 AHM, and AA5JW. This is Vicky, KAVKY, and the question is, what is something you used to be good at? I'll start with our mobiles. James, AA5JW.
Well, good morning, Vicky and Dick. Thank y'all for running that this morning. And good morning, Brew Crew. This is Alpha Juliet Whiskey Mobile. James in Spring, mobile into Houston for work today. Kind of chilly, but at least it's not raining, so I'll take what I can get. To the question at hand. You know, I used to be really, really good at sleeping in. I used to be able to sleep in on a Saturday till 11 o'clock, noon, 1 in the afternoon even. And now, for some reason, no matter how late I'm up, I'm always awake at 4:45 in the morning. It's my secret power. With that, I'll say 7-3 and hand it back to Net. Everyone have a blessed day and stay safe out there. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile. We'll be monitoring.
I'm sure you're not alone on that one. Have a good day. KO4 IHM, Donald.
Good morning, Vicky and Dick and everyone on the brew this morning. I would have to say checkers would be the answer to the question this morning. Hope everybody has a great day, KO4IHM.
You as well. Ron, WB4 RON.
Whiskey Bravo 4, Romeo Oscar November. Good morning, Vicky and everybody on the team. My thing that I used to be good at was bass fishing. I live in Douglas County, and back in the day, I was actually Mr. Bass of the Year. That's what I'm going to go with, bass fishing. Everybody have a great day and a safe day. Whiskey Bravo 4, Romeo Oscar November, back to you.
Rob, KC7 FBN.
Well, thank you, Vicky. It's nice to hear you on the air as net control. Nice to meet everyone else in the group. You know, I'm one of those crazy guys who's not really good at anything. Never was good at anything. My parents, when they were being nice to me, they told me I was good for nothing. So I guess it turned out to be true. Anyway. 7-3 everyone, and you all be safe. It's a crazy world these days. KC7FBN.
But I'm guessing you're good at a little bit of everything. KE2 GWK Eric.
Good morning, Vicky, Dick, and the rest of the Brew Crew. I'm going to say I was good at shooting half tones and doing dark room work when developing films for offset printing back in the day. So with that, GWK, back to you, Ned.
Thank you, and we got you down for photography. We're going to jump up here for a second. Mike, K2, CMT, happy birthday.
Thank you, Vicki, and everyone on the net. Good morning. I'm going to have to stick with golf, I guess. I'm still playing it. I used to be better at it, that's the way I should put it, and I'm still practicing every time I go out, so hopefully I'll get back to being better. Everyone have a great week. K2CMT.
Hope you have a happy birthday. Neil, NB9D.
Hey, good morning, everyone on the Brew. This is November Bravo 9 Delta, Neil in Bedford, New Hampshire. And what are we no longer good at? I would say staying awake late. Now we're hard pressed to stay awake for the evening news. Back to net control and B90.
Yeah, I missed the open mic net last night because I slept. Jenswick, VA3, KTJ.
Have a great day, everyone. Back to net control. This is VA3 KTJ.
You as well. Bill, VA3, YBS.
Good morning, Vicki and Dick and everybody on the net this morning. I used to be not too bad at playing racquetball years ago, and then we had a local club out of business, and I haven't played it in years. VA3 YBS, back to you.
Thank you, and have a good weekend. Bill, W8, WHK.
Good at photography. I had a dark room. I used to take pictures. I even made some money working for a company taking pictures of houses that were for sale. But just haven't gotten around doing it too much now, especially with the cell phones and everybody's got cameras. Okay, back to you, Mickey. Good to hear you. W8WHK, 7-3s, and back to net control.
Weekend. The next one, not completely sure on this one. VA3ER.
Hey, Vicky, it's Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Good morning to you, and thanks for doing the net. Something I used to be good at is trivia. I remember trying out for the trivia team in high school, but didn't quite make it, but it was something I definitely enjoyed, and gosh, now I feel like I forget more than I can. I hope everyone has a great day. Out for a walk, it's 45 degrees out here. Looks like it's going to be another nice one. 73.
Thank you, Vern. Good to hear from you. Sound like you might have either had a lot of wind or maybe you had your microphone covered a little bit, but we got you in there. Guy, KJ5, GUI.
Vicky and everyone on the Brew Crew 7-3s with KJ5. GUI down here in Harvey, Louisiana. To answer today's question, I'm going to say the B-flat trumpets, cornet/trumpet. Used to be pretty good at it back in the grade school in 8th, 9th grade, but yeah, if I haven't picked it up in a few years, I probably wouldn't be so good. The lip would more likely probably blow out. Back to you, Net Control. Thank you for taking the call. 7-3, everybody have a great day. KJ5 Golf, Uniform Yankee. One more time.
I think Dick is in the background here taking notes to put together an ECR band. Joe, Kiki4YYN.
Good morning, Mrs. Vicky and Mr. Dick and everybody on the Morning Brew crew. I just want to tell that man out there for just a second, if I may, that didn't think he was good for anything. God loves you. Don't you ever forget that. God loves you. Now the question, what am I good at? Did I used to be good at? I used to be very good at marbles. When I was young, very young, I'd come home with a bunch of marbles every day from school. So anyway, that's the answer to the question. I used to be good at marbles. KQ4YYN. Good day, Miss Vicky.
You're absolutely right, and I hope you have a good day. Tim, KF0VMC.
Well, good morning, Vicky. Everybody on the Brew crew. Everybody out there. The guy was right. God loves you. He really does. I used to be really good at shooting bows. I mean, off and on, I used to do what they call it William Tell, where you shoot one arrow into another arrow. Yeah, I've done that a couple of times. Shooting my bows. Well, thank you, everybody. Everybody have a fantastic day. This is Kilo Foxtrot 0 Victor Mike Charlie. Back to the net.
Thank you, Tim. You're our first one for archery. Ron, W2RON.
Whiskey 2, Romeo Oscar November here. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, everyone on the net. Well, I think I have to say water skiing. Not anymore, for sure. But that was a good one for me. So 73, and back to net. Thank you, W2RON.
Thank you, Ron. Bill, KI5, PMI.
Good morning, Vicky, everybody on the brew. He's been pretty decent at athletic stuff, so that was mine. Hope everybody has a great day. KI5 PMI. Back to net.
All right, have a good weekend. All right, in that time, we got a few more texts, and we had KA4JAV, N0XRG, KA5GSS, and W5DBS. But we're going to go back up to the previous text. Rod, WD8KOB. What was something you used to be good at?
This is WD8KOB. Well, good morning, Matt. Hope everyone's having a good Thursday morning. Well, I could answer many things to that question, but I think I'm going to go with tennis. I've enjoyed a lot of tennis in my life. Hope everybody has a great day. Thanks, Vicky. Back to that, WD8KOB.
Another one for tennis. This is Vicky, K8VKY. Elmer, KB5NJU. What was something that you used to be good at? KB5NJU. Actually, I think he's usually mobile. Gary, N8ZFH.
Good morning, Vicky, Dick, and the crew. And I'm still pretty good at bowling, but racquetball is something that I'm not allowed to do anymore, and I used to enjoy that. Please check me in and out. N8ZFH, back to net.
Thank you. Don, W4 PPX. W4 PPX. How about Roger, KO4 QMM?
Well, good morning, and the Brew crew. You could put me down for swimming. I was on the swim team in the 70s for a few years, and then I applied that to surfing and always loved it, but really not much of that anymore. Thanks for getting me in there, Vicky. KO4 QMM clear.
Good to hear from you, Roger. And Roger is on, actually it's Thursday, isn't it? So he's on HF at 10 o'clock. 14.317. LK8BAC.
Good morning, Vicky, Dick, everybody in the Brew crew. Sounds kind of strange, but I used to be unusually good at rebuilding carburetors and setting the linkage up. So much so that all my friends used to bring kits over and I would rebuild their carbs on their vehicles back in the 80s and the late 70s. Everybody have a great day. Back to you, Vicky, K8BAC.
We'll just call that auto mechanics. And Al's ECR Net is Saturday at 7.245 at 9 a.m. Randy, W2RBC, another ECR behind the machines. Behind? I cannot talk this morning. Randy, W2RBC.
Sorry for the delay, I was IDing. Good morning, Vicky, Dick, and everyone on the Morning Brew. I used to be good at kayaking. As I got older, the distance I could paddle has gotten less and less. Last fall, I'm down to around 10. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2, RBC.
Thank you, Randy, and thanks for everything you do for ECR. We're getting near the end of the list. KA4JAZ.
Good morning, Vicky, and send my greetings out to the Godfather. Auto mechanics. Used to be good at auto mechanics. Now, cars are too different. So, back to net controllers, KA4JAZ.
Thank you, Alton. Ron, N0XRG. N0XRG. Not sure if that's you, King, yet, but if it is, we're not picking anything up. We're going to put you down as in and out. You're welcome to try again. KA5GSS, Shane.
Everybody on the Brew, put me down for football. I used to be real good at football back in the day, but obviously Father Time waits on no one, right? So, yeah, put me down for football. 7-3, everybody.
We got you in there for football. David, W5TBS.
Big Texas howdy to you, Miss Vicky. Back in the 1960s, I was considered a very good finger-style guitar player. So put me down for finger-style guitar player in the old folk music era.
Back to the net. Thank you.
That we did. N5, RTC.
Good morning, Vicki. Dick, Minnesota Bill waiting in the wings. Why, I remember back in the 60s when John Travolta and I used to practice our disco dancing together. Back to net control in 5 RTC.
I'm sure nobody will give you a hard time for that. It's not even the dancing, it's the pants. All right, last on this list, and then we'll take some more check-ins. Care for AEG.
Good morning, Vicki, Dick, rest of the crew. You put me down for bowling. I used to be good at bowling when I was younger. KR4 AEG, back to net.
All right, thank you, and have a good day. Since I'm sure there's a whole bunch of people wanting to get in, let's start with mobiles. If you're mobiles and you've been waiting to get in, come twice and slowly, please.
Kilo Oscar 4, India Zulu Tango. Kilo Oscar 4, India Zulu Tango, mobile in and out.
Good work. Have a good day.
CKC, KR4 CKC.
VK4,
the Whiskey, Victoria,
American, Mexican home, Australia, in and out.
Boy, Gold Key, the Whiskey, Victoria, Victoria. In and out. 71, everyone. Good morning. I'm going to turn that bait off. Was a double.
All right, hold up there. We got KR4 KNE. We had VK5 AMH in and out. KR4 CKC. KO4 IZT in and out. W7 OMH in and out. I know we had a few more in there, so we'll give it a night. Go ahead.
KE2 FLO. KE2 FLO mobile in and out.
Alright, we'll add KE2 FLO in and out to that. I'll do these mobiles. Bill, KR4 CKC.
Morning, Vicky and the rest of the brew. Put me down for sailboats. I was big into all kinds of boating. Sailboating was my specialty. KR4 CKC, you all have a great day.
You as well. Rebecca, KR4 KNE.
Good morning, Vicki and the Brew Crew. This is KR4 KNE. I think Vicki's also there. Good morning to you. I used to be, as a younger person, pretty deep at all the tumbling and flipping and gymnastical type of stuff. And my brain still thinks I can do this, and my body, my 52-year-old body says, "What are you, crazy lady?" No. So, yeah, I get some injuries once in a while. But that's pretty much it. So back to net control, Vicki. This is KR4 KNE. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you, Rebecca. It's good to hear from you. All right, next We'll take some radio check-ins. We do have a few text check-ins waiting, but we'll take some radio check-ins and then hand it on over to Bill. So twice and slowly, please.
Kilo Delta 6, Delta India, Quebec, KD 60IQ, in and out.
Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Two Uniform Delta Papa, KD2 UDP, in and out.
2 Kilo Hotel Tango.
7 Victor Whiskey Papa, in and out. Kilo 7 Victor Whiskey Papa, in and out.
K5 RLR, K5 RLR. 3 MBE, November 3, Mike Papa Echo, in and out.
Kilo Delta Niner Yankee X-ray X-ray KD9YXX, in and out.
All right, we had a good list started there. This is Bill, KF0MHN. Good morning, everybody. It's good to be back on a morning brew. I had kind of a setback there, but it's good to be back with you. All right, let's go from top to bottom, or bottom to top of the list here that we had. First of all, we had K6AAN, Mike out of Valley Stream, California. We had Barry, K4PJM out of Lewisburg, Florida. We've got Mike, Grossport Point, Michigan. We've got Frank out of Edwardsport, Indiana. Samuel out of Lunenburg, Texas. Randall out of Spring, Texas. We've got Mike out of South Dodge, Utah. Henry out of East Iceland, New York. Danny out of Osceola, New York. We've got Tim out of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And Todd out of Yucca, Florida, California. And Todd was in and out, but moved down to BE3TGN Tim out of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Tim, the question of the day is, what was something you were good at?
VE3TGN.
Morning there. I wasn't sure it was me. Yeah, I used to like to play baseball. Or soccer there when I was in high school. It was a long time ago there, and that. But the main thing, soccer was a big game to play there when I was in high school. So back to you there. This is VE3TGN in Windsor. Back to their control. Have a good day, and another bright, sunny day, which is like 7312.
And you have a great day. Let's move on to KD2 UDP, Danny out of Osceola Forks, New York. What was something you were good at?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Do you have an answer for us there, or are you just in and out?
In and out, thank you.
All right, Danny, have a great day. Good hearing from you. All right, let's move on to KC2 KHT Henry out of East. What's your answer there, Henry?
Yes, good morning. This is KC2KHT, and
My best friend and I, who is now a Selon Key, we made the high school varsity team in sophomore, much to the grin of a couple of seniors who thought they were better than us. But tennis is my sport. So back to the net, KC2KHT.
All right, Henry, we got you down for tennis. Have a nice day, and good to hear from you. All right, we move on to K5RLR, Randall out of Spring, Texas. Good morning, Randall.
Well, good morning there, Bill, Vicky, and everybody else on the crew. K5RLR. I would have to say blackjack. I mean, who can't be good at that? I hope everybody has a good day. 7-3-12, and we'll see everybody here tomorrow. Thanks for running that, Bill. We do appreciate it. K5RLR. Back to you, sir.
We got you on the line for blackjack. You have a great day. Next, we move on to N8HLN, Mike out of Grosse Pointe. Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Everyone on the brew. 53 degrees this morning with crystal blue skies. What I used to be good at was pool and billiards. I used to be able to go out and finance my entire evening with playing, and I recently stayed at a house that had a and doodle lick. So there you go. 73 to all. Everyone have a great day at HLN.
All right, Mike, thanks for checking in. That is one thing I wish I could always do better, play a little bit better pool. So you have a great day. Thanks for checking in. K4PJM text line, Perry, Leesburg, Florida. How you doing, Perry?
Well, good morning, Bill, Vicky, and everybody on the Morning Brew. One of the things that's frustrating for me, I used to be able to do good, is work on cars before all the electronics came. I used to be able to figure out what's wrong with them and fix them. Can't do it anymore. Just technology gone way past anything I can handle. I hope everybody has a great day. K4PJM, back to that.
All right, thanks for checking in there, and we got you down in the log for that is something I used to be able to do myself, but no longer can do anymore. Next, we move on to K6AAN, Mike, Valley Springs, California. Good morning, Mike.
And good morning to everyone on the Brew Crew. For me, it's always been shooting. Did a lot more of it when I was younger. Now I just keep up the basic skills, but yeah, it's like everything else. These skills are perishable. You know, if you don't use them, it eventually will slip away from you. So try and keep that from happening. Back to net control. This is K6AAN.
All right, Mike, thanks for checking in. Shooting, we got you down on the log for that. I used to do a little bit of that when I was in the military. I haven't done much as a civilian, but we got you down. All right, next move on to KJ5LJJ, Greg, Purvis, Mississippi. Good morning, Greg. The question of the day is, what is something you used to be good at?
Hey, good morning, Brew Crew. I used to be good at roller skating when I was young. I was good at roller skating. This is Greg, K5LJJ, back to net control.
All right, Greg, we got you down for roller skating. You have a great morning and a great day as well. All right, time for more check-ins. Remember to say your call sign twice and slowly.
Kilo Bravo 8, Papa Lima Victor, KB8 POV, Chris, in and out.
Kilo Charlie 2, WGR, Kilo Juliet 5, Kilo Charlie 2, Romeo, Uniform Victor, Quebec.
Kilo Quebec 4, Oscar, Romeo Kilo, KQ4, ORK in the mobile. Charlie 1, Juliet Papa Delta. Kilo Charlie 1, Juliet Papa Delta. Zero Hotel Uniform, Kilo Charlie Hotel Uniform. Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo. Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo.
Echo Mike, W2EM. All right, we got a nice list there. Hey, we had a check-in of a KC0 YHU, possibly that's your call sign, Urbandale, Iowa. Can you verify that? KC0 YHU.
Kilo Charlie 0 Hotel Uniform. Kilo?
All right, Robert, we got you down. Thank you. All right, from bottom to top, we got a good little list started here. We've got Chuck out of Lancaster, New York. We've got Frank out of Sugar Land, Texas. Robert out of Ocala, Florida. Jeffrey out of Milton, Vermont. Barry out of Pop, Florida. Phil out of Valley Stream, New York. Walter out of Houston, Texas. Chris out of Novi. And Kenneth out of the Villages. KQ4s. ORK Mobile. What say you? What is something that you used to be good at, Barry?
I used to be good at close electronic work, however, due to my eyes, not really that good anymore. Under the microscope, sometimes, but I would say close work. 73 KQ4 ORK in the mobile.
All right, Barry, thanks for checking in. You have a great day out there. Next, we move on to AB4KT of the Villages. What say you, Kenneth?
Good morning, everybody. AB4KT. As was mentioned, shooting. I was much better than the average person shooting, won lots of matches, and I still am, but not as good as I used to be when my eyesight was better. Everybody have a great day. 7-3.
All right, Kenneth, you have a great day as well. We got you in the log for shooting. All right, on to KBAPLV, Chris out of Novi, Michigan. Good morning, Chris.
Everyone's having a good Thursday morning. Put me down for piano. Took 8 years of piano. Can't read it anymore as well, and just play for fun when no one's around. Everyone have a good week ahead. This is KB8PLV, back to net.
All right, Chris, we got you down for a piano. Have a great morning. Next, move on to KJ5WGR, Walter out of Houston, Texas. Good morning, Walter.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I used to be pretty good at playing the harmonica for my kids. Or at least I thought I was good, but it made them happy. It's been a long time. Everyone have a great day. Back to net control.
All right, Walter. Thanks for checking in. That's all that matters is your kids think you're good. My kids who growing up, they thought I was good at certain things. Of course, I probably wasn't, but all that matters is they think you're good. So have a great night or a great morning. Let's move on to Phil, Valley Stream, New York, KC2UVQ. Good morning, Phil.
I used to be good at the 100-yard butterfly. Broke the school record in 1975. Don't think I could do half a lap of a background pool anymore. This is KC2 UVQ.
All right, Phil. Thanks for checking in. You have a great day. Next, we move on to KC1JPD, Jeffrey out of Milton, Vermont. What was something you used to be really good at?
Good morning to everyone on the brew. You can put me down for downhill skiing. I was a really good skier, but now my knees just don't let me do it. Hope everyone has a great day. Back to net, KC1JPD.
All right, Robert. Thanks for checking in, and you have a great day. Or, pardon me, Jeffrey. Thanks for checking in. You have a great day. Sorry about that. Let's move on to KC0HUK, Robert, out of Ocala, Florida. And I see that you're new, and if you have an updated email and QRZ, we'll send a welcome letter. Good morning.
Good morning. I used to be very good at mark lift. I'd become one with it inside the building we used to have to take care of. Doing lighting, I would be able to do lighting in a quarter of the time that everybody else did. I just became one with it, moving around all the equipment without even looking almost. It was amazing. Everybody was amazed, and I was too.
All right, Robert. Thanks for checking in. Hope you come back and look for that welcome letter if your email is updated in QRZ. Now let's move on to 5DXB, Frank in Sugarland, Texas. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Bill, Vicky, everybody in the Brew Crew. Put me down for golf. I was much better in my younger days. Have a great one. Thanks for checking. KJ5DXB, back to net control.
All right, Frank, we still got you in there for the sticks, and have a great day. Next on at W2EM, Chuck, Lancaster, New York. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, all. Yeah, back in the day, I was, you could put me down, I was good with water skiing. I used to do a lot of water skiing when I was younger, but I haven't water skied in many, so, thing of the past. Anyway, I'll turn it back to Ned. Everybody have a great day. W2EM, Chuck.
All right, Chuck, we got you in the log for water skiing. You have a great day as well. Next on the AA0UU, Ken out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. Good morning, Ken.
Well, good morning. Thank you for picking me up on the text line. I appreciate that. That's a great way to check in. I'm going to go a little different direction, just because this is the first thing that came to mind when I heard the question. Something that I'm not as good at now as I used to be is putting up with other people's BS. Everyone have a great day. AA0UU, back to net.
Well, that would definitely be a skill. Thanks for checking in. Ken, have a great day. Next, we move on to Doug, Homosassa, Florida. KWCLG. Good morning, Doug.
This is WA8CLG. Good morning, everybody. And boy, that brings back memories. One thing that I remember well that I used to do is I repaired, cleaned watches, and did minor repairs. I I was not a watchmaker, but pretty good at getting old watches to work. And nowadays, not many people wear wind-up watches. Back to you, WAHCLG.
All right, Doug, thanks for checking in. You have a great morning. Let's start another list. We're at the end of that list. General check-ins. Remember to say your call sign twice and slowly.
CJM, W2, CJM, in and out.
Whiskey Bravo 5 India Tango Tango, WB5ICT Mobile.
November 8, Mike Juliet, November, N8, MJN, mobile. Whiskey 8, Bravo, Papa, Delta, W8, mobile, in and out.
All right, do we have any more check-ins? Any digital or Echolink stations want to check in?
KC2 EDS, in and out. KC2 EDS, in and out. Victor Echo 9, Yankee Whiskey, VE9, YW on Echolink. Scott here, New Brunswick, Canada. In and out, QRU, just listening. 7-3.
Whiskey 4 Tango Foxtrot Oscar. Whiskey 4 Tango Foxtrot Oscar, mobile, in and out.
Go bottom to top on the list. We had Land O'Lakes, Florida. He's in and out mobile. Scott, Public Landing, New Brunswick, Canada, in and out. KE2 EDS, Mark, in and out. We've got Daryl from Lubbock, Texas. Got Leo from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Tim from Hamburg. We've got Brian from Warren, Michigan. He's mobile, in and out. We've got Marson from Sterling Heights, Michigan, who's checking in. We've got Chris from Beaumont, Texas. We've got Charles from Selden, New York, who's in and out. We've got Lewis from Houston, Texas. We've got Bill from Palmyra, New York. We've got Jim from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And at the top of the list, at the top of the list, but we won't get to him for a second, is Glenn from Glen Burnie, Maryland. We've got to go down to our mobile check-ins. That's Chris, WB5.
Hotel Whiskey for Lauderdale, Florida. International Airport.
Good morning, Chris, WB. The mobile. What say you, Chris?
Net control, you're starting to break up and you've got a hum on your signal that comes and goes. I don't know if you're aware of that or if anybody mentioned it, but that last couple of transmissions from you was very rough copy. Things I used to do good that years ago, calculus, differential equations, math. Well, I can still do algebra and geometry, but and still do some calculus. Don't do differential equations like I did back in college. Used to be able to do it in my head, and now it's all Greek to me. Out on the highway, Moblin, got to run to the repeater site and reset a DVR. WB5ITT mobile back to net.
right, Chris. Thanks for getting back to us. We're going to move up to Glenn. N3LLY from Glen Burnie, Maryland. Good morning, Glenn.
Let me see if I got that now. I'm going to say fish. Ever since I became disabled in my right hand, I don't fish so well anymore. Anyway, everybody have a great day from N3LLY. Back to you, Net.
All right, Glenn, thanks for checking in. And move on to Marson, N8MJN, in the mobile, Sterling Heights, Michigan. Good morning, Marson.
Good morning, Nick. Sounds like a new voice on the net. So pleasure to meet you. Call here is N8MJN. Name's Marson. Let's see. Things I used to be good at. Sports. 4 knee surgeries. Kind of took care of that, though. So not as good as I once was, but as good once as I ever was. Back to net control. N8MJN 73.
Yeah, that's what happened to me, Marson. I've had a lot of surgery on my knees. I've had 2 knee replacements. I had 10 surgeries on my left knee, so yeah, it all kind of caught up to me. But have a great day. Thanks for checking in. Next, move on to N2BH, Bill, Myra, New York. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Bill. Nice to have you back. I'd say roller skating. I used to do some crazy stuff on skates, and the guy that owned the skating rink almost wanted me to try to go professional. N2BH, off to breakfast.
All right, Bill. You have a great day. Good hearing from you. You take care. Let's move on to KJ5AXC, Lewis, out of Houston. Good morning, Lewis. Just have to put you as an in out right now. If you get a better signal, we'll let you check in a little bit later. Let's move on to N8MJN. That's Marson. So let's move on down to KD2IW and Tim in Hamburg. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. Nice sunny day here in western New York. Well, you really stumped me. At first, I didn't know what the question was, and I can see that it's like, what did you used to be good at? Boy, oh boy, what did you used to be good at that you're not anymore? That's a stumper. I guess it would be sports. I mean, I used to be able to throw a ball a lot farther, especially when my son was a lot younger. So I'll have to just stick with that because you really stumped me with that. Everything else I can still do. Still play my guitar and everything else, so as good as I ever did. So at this point I had to go with sports as well. So hey, everybody, enjoy your day. KD2IW.
And you have a great day. All right, let's move on to K4IA, Leo in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Good morning, Leo.
Good morning. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning from the beautiful Fort Lauderdale. It's 75 degrees, cloudy, but not windy anymore. And my answer is computer coding. I'm still doing it, but
not like when I was younger. Let me just say thank you to W4BOG for the use of the repeater today. Everybody, great day. This is K488.
Hey, my friend, do you have something you used to be good at?
I said computer coding, computer programming. Back to you.
We gotcha. My fault. But have a great day, Leo. From you. All right, Daryl. KC5ZZX in Lubbock, Texas. What say you?
Well, good morning to everybody on the brew. I used to be pretty good at playing darts, but since I don't play that much anymore, my game has kind of saddened. So back to net, KC5CZX.
All right, Daryl. Thanks for checking in. We got you down on the log. All right, let's move on to Jose, KE2AJO in Bronx, New York.
You and our Brew Crew, thank you for running the net this morning. And our artillery in place to be good at artillery in the military. In our respect. And that's about it. Have a great day, everybody. K2AJO, 23.
All right, Jose, thank you for checking in, and you have a great day. All right, let's move on to N4RSM Richard out of Sumter, South Carolina. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning to everyone on the Brew Crew. I used to be good at walking and hearing things. Both not so good anymore. Thank you.
All right, my friend, thank you for checking in. You have a great morning. KC2JPQ, Frank out of Lancaster. A reminder, the question of the day is, what did you used to be good at?
Good morning, everybody on the brew. I apologize. I'm thinking this is Scott on the radio. I hope. Anyhow, I was good at ping pong. We used to play a lot of table tennis, and so them days are long gone though. And looks like it's going to be a nice day here in Western New York, so got to get outside, and now we got to start getting things cleaned up and straightened out there. So everybody have a great day. I'll say 7-3, send it back to the net. KC2JPQ.
All right, Frank, we got you down in the log for ping pong. You have a great morning, and thank you for checking in. Next, we move on to N1 CBM, Carlos out of Hollywood, Florida. Good morning, Carlos.
Morning, Bill, Vicky, and everybody always present here in the Morning Brew. 71, windy and very cloudy here in Dallas, Texas. And I used to do apnea spear fishing. That means spear fishing without the scoop tank. And that was years ago. Now I don't think I could hold the breath for 30 seconds or something like that. I'm not sure. I haven't done it lately. Anyways, everyone have a great day. N1 CBM. Back to you, Bill.
All right, Carlos. I'm not a very good fisherman with a pole, so I don't know how I would do with spear fishing. But you have a great day, my friend. And 73. This is KF0MHN Bill out of East Bethel, Minnesota, hosting the Morning Brew second hour. Let's move on to KWQ9B, Ken out of Brownsville, Texas. Good morning, Ken.
Good morning to you and all the Brew Crew. Thank you for running the net today, and I'm in Brownsville, Texas with 74 degrees, feeling like 81 out there, and it is only 7:34 a.m., so we're going to have a hot one. Okay, what was I really good at before? Archery. I was extremely good at archery. I used to belong to a club and we would shoot arrows that were the diameter of a 22 at a target 50 feet away, and the target was the size of a quarter, and it had 10 circles inside of it. And, yep, I was pretty daggum good, but I think I could pick it back up again if I ever decided to. WQ9V, back to net.
All right, Ken, we got you down for archery. Okay, and thank you for checking in. All right, that's the end. Let's start a new one. Time for general check-ins, mobiles, and if we have any Echolink or digital stations, please check in as well. Reminder, the question of the day is, what is something you used to be good at?
November 3, Mike Delta Charlie. That's November 3, Mike Delta Charlie.
FN, in and out.
Whiskey 3, Bravo Radio Lima. Whiskey 3, Bravo Radio Lima Mobile.
In and out.
November 7, Bravo, Bravo, Echo, Ben at Pompano Beach, in and out. November 5, Golf India, and 5, GI.
Kilo Echo 8, Sierra Mike November, KE8 SMN, good morning, in and out today.
And 7, BBE Mobile in Pompano Beach, monitoring the Margate repeater.
WB2EHG. WB2EHG. Eric from Brooklyn.
W3U, November Whiskey 3 United, out today, NW3U.
In from Pompano Beach, Florida, Benjamin, N7, BBCU for the question of the day.
I used to be good at tracking people in California as a bounty hunter. I was real good at it, so that was about it.
All right. I'm going to stay away. Thank you for checking in. Have a great day. Next we move on to Jeff, Rochester, Michigan. Rick, the Villages in Florida. Jeff, Shelton, Washington. David Fouquet, Verena, North Carolina. Elmer in Atlanta, Georgia. Patrick in Oak Harbor, Ohio. And Michael in Winston-Salem, and at the top of the list is Joe, East Islip, New York, K2AP. What is your answer to the question of the day, Joe?
Good morning, Bill, and good morning to the net. I don't really think I would have to say auto mechanics. I wasn't great today in East Islip. Have a great day, everyone. K2AP, back to net.
All right, Joe, we got you down, mechanic. Good meeting you yesterday in the decision room. You have a great day. Next, let's move on to N3 MDC, Michael in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Bill and everybody. Bill, I just like to remind everybody on here on the Brew Crew that tonight's the 2026 NFL for all of you fans here on the Brew Crew. I'll be watching it tonight. Got all my teams ready. But, Bill, that'd be slow pitch softball. I used to play that when I still lived in Colorado, and I was on one of my friends' teams. I've got a 2-year batting record where no one could strike me out. So, if I could still play, I'd still play, but I could still probably do it. But not at my age. I'm nearly 50 years old, so I don't think I can do it anymore. That'd be slow pitch softball with my record of 2-year record of where no team could strike me out. So that'd be slow pitch softball. Back to you, Bill. It's 3 MDC.
right, Michael. Thanks for checking in. I think when we go back down to Arizona, I'm going to sign up for a league. I want to get back into it. But thanks for checking in and have a great day. KF8ES now, Patrick out of Oak Harbor, Ohio. And we move on to KC4EG. Elmer, what was something you were good at? Elmer, KC4EG, you still with us? We'll put him as an in and out. Hopefully he checks in later. Next, move on to KR4BAD, David out of Fuquay, Varina, North Carolina. Good morning, David. All right, we can put David as an in and out. Let's move on to W7NEE, Jeff out of Shelton, Washington. The question of the day is, what was something you be good at? David out of Fuquay, North Carolina. Can you hear me? KR4BAD. You have an answer to the day? Let's move on to W7NEE, Shelton, Washington. Do you have a copy? Let's move on to N5GI. Rick out of the Villages of Florida. Do you have an answer to the question of the day?
Everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. It's a beautiful Thursday here in the Villages. I used to be good at tearing down, rebuilding Volkswagen engines for Volkswagen Beetles. So that was many, many years ago. And 5GI, back to net.
All right, Rick, we got you down in the lawn, and you have a great day. Next, let's move on to WB2EHG, Eric out of Brooklyn, New York. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning to the Brew Crew, and thank you, Bill and Vicky. It's 50 degrees, 50 degrees Fahrenheit here in the world's playground, Brooklyn, New York. I used to be good at playing the guitar, but I have not picked up an instrument in years. And this is my second check-in with the Brew Crew. WB2EHG, Eric from Brooklyn, back to the net.
We got you on the log for the guitar, Eric. Welcome to the East Coast Reflector once again, and you have a great day. Next, we move on to NW4Q out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, sir. Please enjoy the question of the day. I used to run every day. Can't do it anymore. Thank you, sir.
All right, my friend, have a great day. Got you down on the log for running. All right, let's move on to WB1DXN, Daryl out of Concord, New Hampshire. Good morning, Daryl.
WB1DXN, good morning to the Brew Crew and everybody else that's listening. I was kind of mediocre to anything, but about in the 2000s, early 2000s, I started riding a bike for some pleasure and controlling my weight. And that
kept doing that until moved to South Carolina, and then with my wife, she started riding a bike, and we all had that, and another couple, we always had pleasure doing that, riding bikes and having lunch at some picnic place along the road someplace, and now due to injury, can't do that anymore either. So anyway, back to net control, keep safe, be aware of your surroundings, and always look ahead, think ahead, and plan ahead. WB1DXN.
F8 DIP, James in Ottawa Lake, Michigan. Good morning, James.
Thank you. Not really sure what I was really good at, but I used to do a lot of hunting, but now a couple of knee replacements, not so much. Still working full time, and got the day off, and happy to join in that. Thank you, W3.
All right, James, have a great day. Thank you for checking in, and we'll see you down the road at some other time. All right, let's W2PUT, Dan in Milan, Michigan. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning. Well, I used to be good at bench repairs on two-way radio stuff, back when the stuff was still serviceable. I mean, I can still easily work on that stuff, but yeah, anymore, yeah, no. Well, of course, I used to be a bench tech a long time ago. But yeah, as things have gotten to, pretty much disposable, there's very little on a bench anymore. Back to you, W2PUT.
All right, Dan, have a great morning. Thank you for checking in. This is KF0MHN Bill out of Minnesota. Good morning. The question of the day is, what is something you used to be good at? We've got about 13 minutes to go. I've got 2 more check-ins to go through. Let's move on to N7FGP, Scott out of Jamestown, New York. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Bill, and everybody out there today. I used to be, I was mediocre, but I was better than I am now at sailboat racing. So, that's my answer. Back to net.
All right, Scott, thanks for checking in. I love going out on a sailboat. It's peaceful, it's fun. It gives you an idea of the lake and some of what they used to do back in the old days. Thanks, Scott, for checking in. Let's move on to KR4MWW, Mark in Orlando, Florida. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Net Control. How are you? I would say I used to be good at guitar, but I still am. I still play. I'm still active. So that's my answer, guitar. Back to you, Net.
All right, Mark, thanks for checking in, and you have a great morning. All right, we're down to the end of the... Let's start a new list. Remember, general check-ins. Say your call sign twice and slowly.
Whiskey 3, Bravo, Radio, Lima. Whiskey 3, Bravo, Lima. In-N-Out Mobile. Romeo Golf, Zero X-Ray, Radio Golf, Ron in Baytown.
K8 DWK, K8 DWK Mobile.
2 Q.
Kilo 4 Victor Tango Tango, KK4 VTT via Echo Link.
Kilo Juliet Bravo, Mark Whiskey, JJ5, RMW, In-N-Out Mobile.
And that W3U, November Whiskey 3 United. Get me in and out today, please. Thank you.
All right, we have a good list started there. We did have a check-in, possibly 2EXQ. If that call sign sounds familiar, can you check in again for me? I think we got you, Mike. KD2EXQ, is that correct?
KE2EXQ, down in Wayland, New York.
All right, thank you. All right, let's move on to the bottom of the list. David out of Garner, North Carolina. He's in and out. Webb, Collierville, Tennessee. Robert, In and Out Mobile out of Houston, Texas. Dan, Pembroke Pines, Florida. We've got Bruce, Kissimmee, Florida. We've got Ben out of Oregon, Ohio. We've got Ron out of Baytown, Texas. We've got In and Out Mobile Brady out of New Kensington, Pennsylvania. And we've got Angelo out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Angelo, N5U. What say you about the question of the day? What is something you used to be good at?
Good morning to everybody on the morning crew. This is Angelo and 5UXT in New Orleans, the Big Easy. I guess the only thing I can remember is I used to be good at yo-yo. I know that kind of sounds kind of geeky, but I was in the yo-yos. With that said, I'll 7-3 to all. Hope everybody has a great morning. N5UXT.
All right, Angelo. I think that's pretty cool. I used to like playing around with yo-yos back in the day, but I thought it was a lot of fun. So you have a great morning. Let's move on to N0XRG, Ron out of Baytown, Florida. Good morning, Ron.
Having a fantastic day. Hey, great question. The answer is, oh man, there's so many things. The thing that comes to now, I'm going to retire in about, let's say about a week after about 30 years, and I used to be really, really good at the tactical aspects of rescuing and firefighting. I'm just too old and broken to do it now, so I'm going to start teaching it. Yeah, that works. N0XRG, have a good week, y'all.
That's a great thing to start doing. You know, when I got older, I couldn't do it anymore, so I became a high school coach and I started teaching. So great thing to do, Ron. I credit you for doing that. We got you in the log for firefighting and teaching. Let's move on to KBWK, Ben in Oregon, Ohio. Good morning, Ben.
Morning, Bill. Morning, everyone on the Morning Brew. How about water skiing? Back when I was young and dumb. Hey, actually, would throw the boat in on Easter morning and water ski up and down the river. There's been many times there's even been ice on the river. I think I'd be afraid to do it anymore at my age. Everyone have a great day. Thanks, Bill. K8BWK.
All right, Ben, we got you down in the log for water skiing. You have a great day. Next, move on to KE2DXQ, Don, if that's the correct call sign. Yeah, we can barely copy your transmission, so that's probably why we're having a hard time, my friend. So we'll pass on you. If you can get a better transmission coming in, then we'll get you back in here. Let's move on to KK4 VTT Bruce out of Kissimmee, Florida.
Good morning to all. My wife says good morning to everybody. You know, that's a very good, odd question. I've lost my endurance for doing things a long time. I've gotten old now, so do things like I used to do when I was 20, I do it no more. And throughout my career as a mechanic, getting down on my knees, to put things under the cars to lift them up, my kneecaps are shot, so I can't work as hard as I used to work when I was younger. I don't know if that's going to make any sense, but thanks. Mechanics was, can't do it no more. Hey, you guys have a great day. KK4VT, Kissimmee, Florida. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Have a great day. And we got you on the log. All right, let's move on to KR4 IHD. Dan out of Pine, Florida. Dan.
Good morning, everyone. Driving in to work on US 27, thinking about the prompts, thinking about something that, I used to be able to do and can't really do now. I used to be pretty agile. I did Kung Fu and judo when I was younger, so I could, kind of move pretty good. And there's still some things I can do that, hangover, I can, I can get up off the ground without my hands or something, but I was trying to do a tip-up the other day. I'm in my mid-30s. I was trying to do a tip-up. Man, I didn't do it, and I felt it for the rest of the week. So, yeah, I used to be agile. Can't really count myself as that anymore. KR4 IHD, back to net.
All right, Dan. It's amazing how age catches up with you, isn't it? You just can't do the thing. So we got you in for martial arts in the log, and you have a great morning. Let's move on to Webb out of Collierville, Tennessee. Good morning, Webb. N1WEB. How are you doing?
Thank you, Bill and Vicki. Put me down for motorcycle maintenance. I guess I could still do it, but I don't have a motorcycle, and I guess I'm not confident enough to do it for anybody else, but put me down for that. I used to enjoy it. N1WEB.
All right, Webb, we got you in the log for motorcycle maintenance, and do you up the list? All right, it is 7:58, going on 7:59. I got enough room for one or two more check-ins. Do we have any Echolink or digital check-ins to end the list for the day?
Alpha Bravo 4, Kilo, Kilo.
Whiskey 0, Quebec Golf. Whiskey 0, Quebec Golf, in and out. W2KJB, W2KJB, in and out.
All right, that's a good enough list then for the day. All right, from bottom to top, KF8DR Jack, in and out. W2KJV Tony, Florida, in and out. W0QG Devin, Austin, Texas, in and out. And AB Folkston, Georgia. What was something you used to be good at?
I used to be good at playing guitar, and as I got older, my hands got worse, and I couldn't play it anymore.
So I had to kind of give up playing guitar, and that was terrible. But I played guitar for about 35 years, and just, boy, my hands didn't want it more. That's about it. Y'all have a great day, and thanks for picking me up. AB4KK. We got you down in the log, and that will be the end of the Reflector for this Thursday morning. Everybody, thank you for checking in. Everybody have a great day. We return. Goodbye, everybody.